Today we're at Parker Automotive. We have a 2002 Outback. This is an H6 3.0 model, all-wheel drive. And something important about this model is it is also a VDC model. So that's important when ordering parts to know everything. It's a four-door sedan. When I think Outback, I do think station wagon. But so this is a sedan. And
okay, so the customer came in. They just wanted plugs, but he does have an O2 code. I'll go through the diagnosing on that later, but because of how these are kind of difficult to do. I'm going to show you the procedure to take these off. You actually take the plugs, spark plugs, out through the bottom. First you have to remove this cover, so we'll just remove it real quick. And let me just see. These things are probably going to... Let me get my glasses. Because I got somebody who told me I should wear glasses at all times. Alright, let's get this done. Early in there. Let's get this in. On the side. Let me get in here real quick. You know, we had to do, these plugs are kind of a pain in the butt. It's cool. The customer actually went to a local parts store that does scans for free. And they told him he had a PO 151.
no, PO 351. A PO 351, which after researching in our book was an ignition circuit.
Right, but he himself had it scanned.
He has his own scan tool, which came up to PO 151.
Okay, yeah, which is the same code I got. So we'll test that for a bank 2 sensor 1, O2 sensor, which is this sensor right here. So after we're done, we can look at it. All right, so yeah. All right, let me grab my light. Okay, this is how it goes when you got attention deficit. That's my light at, man. Alright, so if you can come in here, if you look up, can you see up in here? Right here is the actual coils. You see right there? Up right here. That's the coils. So this is bank 2, because this is cylinder 2's on this side, and then if you look over here, which it looks like he's got valve cover leaks, but I don't know if can you see up there where my hands are? Okay, so that's where the coil packs are in here, and they are a little bit of a pain in the butt to get to. You got to kind of like, you know, finger them out. So right quick, I'm gonna just move.
I gotta say something. We're using a new video thing today, and it seems blurry. So I apologize.
Is it blurry?
Well, now it's not. I hope that it comes out good.
Yeah, okay, so first you gotta take off these, the coil pack connectors, which sometimes it's just easier to kind of pop them in there. Yeah, we have to push them back in a little bit. And let me just grab a little screwdriver. You don't really want to break these connectors, because then the plugs kind of might want to back, the wires might want to back their way out. Up there. Let me get some of this out of the way.
And so is there 3 plugs on each side?
Yes, it's a 6-cylinder. It's not really a V6.
And are they're going to come out from underneath, you said?
Yes, they're all going to come out from here. And let me get this out of the way. Yeah, we're going to have to tell him about his valve covers. Let's just see if I can snap that. And, oops, let's push it back in.
Well, the cool part about making our videos is now we can tell the customer, check out your car on YouTube.
Right.
And they can see everything that we're saying about their car.
Right. All right, so let's get this out of here. All right, you want to be careful too, because of the way the configuration is on these wires. Be gentle, because they are a pain in the butt. All right, so it looks like they are a 12 millimeter. It's been a minute. Trusty snappy. That costs way too much money. All right, so you gotta get up in here. Okay, so I always kind of tighten it first a little bit, kind of cracks all the junk off of the threads. Oh, there you go. And then because of how tight these are, sometimes you gotta like just stick a socket on the end of it and twist it out by hand. Without, there we go. Okay. And these are pain in the butts because of how tight you are. You're limited with space.
It's tough to film it,
Yeah.
not trying to be in your way, but actually trying to see something besides your elbow.
Yeah, if we could, maybe if
I'm
one
trying
of
to
these,
get up there. It's
no,
tough.
one of these guys that we subscribe to would answer the question. But I'm sure now that they have to incorporate their YouTube channel, they don't have enough time to answer their customers or their subscribers back. I'm just joking.
What are you asking?
Well, I asked, I don't want to say the name, but I made comments like, hey, what kind of camera do you use? Or what can you recommend on, whatever. Like I actually contacted a couple of them, well, not contacted, but asked questions on there like.
Well, do they actually get the filming on every little thing they're doing?
Well, I mean, we get people who ask questions and.
No, what I'm saying is, do you think if they were working on this Subaru, they'd be right up in there with the camera?
They might. I mean, I don't know.
I wonder if they have a camera on a stick.
Or maybe it's just that they're a tripod. I don't know. But and another thing is we're actually using our last camera was literally a Sony Xperia tablet, and then this one is a Samsung tablet. But I mean, I don't know, just get these loose. I'm sorry, baby. I feel like taking that O2 sensor out.
Is the coil going to come down and out, or you're testing it while it's up on there?
Well, no, I see, here's the thing. I'm going to have to, on this right here, to test these coils, you got to do secondary injection testing. So I'm going to have to put I'm just actually going to test it from up top, make sure that I have the right current coming back, because sometimes it's hard. This is Subaru, so it doesn't have the same type of you know, like the coil doesn't have like a specific, how do you say it? Resistance on it. So it's a different type of testing. This is the problem. So how these come out, if you can see up in here, you kind of got to wiggle them out. I don't know if you can see these in my hands. And then you tilt them down, and then they come out. So, and then these are the boots right here. Sometimes, you know, I recommend, I'm gonna clean them up and everything, and I use electro dye grease on there, but it would be good if you replace them. Yeah, so, and then I'm gonna finish taking these out. All right. Is it on? Oh, so, okay, so anyway, I think I might call this customer on his coil, on the coil tubes. You see how they start to get all heated up at the end?
The coil unplug boots, is that what that is?
And,
well, I told him that we would.
Not really
I said we would do that.
Right, we're gonna check
if we thought the
them.
boots could be replaced because they looked bad.
Well, they're actually pretty pliable, so this is a problem. This car is 18 years old.
It's going to be his call. I'm going to say, do you want to replace the boots or not?
Yeah.
Sometimes in this business, the best thing to do is to, what we have learned is to put it on the customer. It's their car. What do you want to do? Here's your boots. You don't have any codes. If you're doing a tune-up, you might want to replace the coil unplug boots. It's a lot in labor for this type of vehicle, so make the call. I'll just go one quick thing. You know, he was talking about going with the Iridium plugs because they were, you know, Iridium is known to be an upgrade. But then after getting the VIN off this car, searching the plugs, I found that the actual original equipment part, what it was made with at the Subaru factory in 2002, was NGK double platinum plugs. And they were actually more expensive than the Iridium plugs, which you don't find a lot. But so I'm not going to make that decision what plugs to use. I'm going to say use the plugs that it was made with at the factory for the best performance, especially on a Subaru. So I had to call the customer.
Because these cars are temperamental. Like sometimes I've had cars that you put Iridiums in it, and then they actually run worse than they did when they got the platinums on there, you know, the regular copper tip.
So I called the customer, explained everything to him, and going with, you know, what I was first saying, put it on the customer and make them decide. It's their car. You can be informative, you can say what you would do, but in the end, have your customer decide, because in the long run, if they make the decision, no, I want to go with the cheaper item, I don't want to use what you're recommending, well then...
Well, I would recommend,
you know,
Iridium because it burns, it's hotter, so it burns more fuel quicker, but we don't know on some of these...
Right, not on this vehicle.
Right. You know, it might cause the car to run rich or run lean, who knows, or it might give it a weird misfire, who knows. You know, these coils, number one, are outdated on their style, so they may need to run the platinums. And that's where you're going to have to look. Sometimes, on some vehicles, I upgrade a lot to the Iridium because I like them plugs. They last longer. They last longer.
Yeah, we're not saying anything about Iridium. Iridium, that's what I'm saying, is usually an upgrade on, you know, GMs, Fords, Chevys. I'll be right there, but on a Subaru or a high-end foreign vehicle, you know, go with what it calls for.
All right, sometimes. We had phone calls and
all right.
everything. You know what? Oh, I already took it out. This is the spark. I already took the spark plug out. I'll show you the next time. It's just these things take so long to get out because how you got to get in.
You got to stay in front of the screen.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you got to point it down to the ground. Okay, so couldn't you put it up like this? There you go. So you have to use an extension. You know, you use a swivel on here. I put a little tape on there to keep it a little bit stiff. Regular, right? Then once you get it out so far, how I do it, I know they got thumb ratchets, but I put a little bit of a thicker one on there so I can turn it while it's up there. Maybe we can do another one and you can take a picture of me doing it. All right? Okay, so let me put this in there. They're just kind of a pain in the butt.
So can I see that plug real quick, the one that came out?
Yeah, it's actually not too bad, but this is an iridium, so we could maybe go with the iridium. This is the engine.
Yeah, but somebody might have did a tune-up and put the wrong ones in.
Well, no, these are aftermarket. These are newer ones.
Right, so maybe his car will run better by putting in the correct ones.
Oh,
So
he never had no drivability problems, I don't think.
I don't know. Here, we already got those. He made the choice.
Yep.
That's what we're doing.
So we know for next time. Sometimes it's better to put in what comes out of it. Okay, and so this takes a 5/8 spark plug socket. Oh, man, these things are just a pain in the butt. I wish.
Well, somebody's got to pay for somebody's got to do big jobs to pay for our new scanner that's coming.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we actually, I was going to go into buy a launch. I'm still up in the air on a launch or maybe the OTC, Evolve. But after researching, I talked to a tool guy that actually sells AutoLogic scanners, which are for European, and he was saying a lot of the shops that he's dealing with now are using the Autel. So, and because it has the ability to write in new program, you know, not write. I can't talk while I'm doing this. So, give it the side. I almost feel like taking those O2s out when I do the other side. And you got to be real careful because you don't want to screw up. These are zirconium air fuel meters, so they're kind of sensitive on the ends. So you got to make sure you don't bend them at the end, because then you end up just having to put a new one in. Yeah, you can see it's a pain in the butt. And I gotta do still gotta do 4 more. There's 5 more. 4 more. Until I get this out. Alright, so starting to loosen up a little bit. And that's where these swivel ratchets come in handy. Let's see if we get that loose enough. Yeah. Alright, so we can take this off. I'm gonna put this on here. It's still too tight. Yeah. Take this off for a second. I can't. Yeah, it's just a pain in the butt. Okay. Yeah, and you do have to use a swivel on the end of this, or else you won't be able to get it on. And I'll use a little ratchet for right now until I get it out just a little bit further. It would be good if we knew how to time lapse, right?
I don't know what that means.
You know, like speed up the video.
Ah.
This is why you can't wear gloves. Sometimes because it's so oily in here. Ugh. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm gonna start cursing in a minute.
Is that it or no?
Yeah, that's it for right now. You ready?
Yep.
All right, so here's a trick on these, because they're aluminum heads and these are steel. And you don't really got to do it, but what I like to do, especially on these, is put a little bit of Never Seas, because you never know the next time they're going to change it. You don't have to put a lot on, just enough to kind of coat the threads. Try to keep it from going on the end. But another one that's a good one to think about when you do this is on Nissans, like the Altimas, the 2.5s. But any vehicle really that has aluminum heads, you want to put a little bit of Never Seas on there. It keeps it from locking up or getting, because I had a couple of these where, I'm still on the one side too. I had a couple of these that actually were really hard to come out. Really hard.
You gonna tell them how much labor time they give you?
Yeah, they give you 3 hours to do this job, and now I know why. It's not that they're very difficult to go in. It's just that the placement of them is so tight that you just can't get in there correctly. And that's why we got to keep turning it off, because
well, it would be a 3-hour video.
3-hour video. Yeah. And so. Oh, wait. Well, just let me finish getting this tightened in here. This is the front one, which is the easiest one. So obviously this one's going to go in. There's the one in the back, which is, because you have the support, your engine support, which also holds the control arms and everything, is right in the way of that back one. And let's see. That's the problem. That's the problem, man. It's hard out here for a pimp, man. Okay. So, let me throw a little bit of tension on this. Oops. Let me get it. That's where having all these little tiny extensions come in handy. But there'll be somebody out there who will have like some kind of tool or extension that they have that they like to use on these. I've seen a bunch of them. I don't like those kind of spark plug sockets that have the swivels already on it. It always takes too much room. And you don't want to crank these bitches on here too tight, but he's going to put a little bit of a taunt on it. I think it's only like...
Do they say that on other YouTube channels?
What's that?
These bitches?
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, I apologize. So...
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I know. Well, here we go again. Thank you for watching.